I tell you, this landscape is surreal. If you stare at it for too long, you start to feel like you're on a movie set, like it's painted in the background. And this just looks so precarious. My name is Patrick. Recently I retired after 26 years as a police officer and sold everything I owned. Now it's time for something different. A journey of healing and inspiration. I'm setting out to ride my motorcycle around the world, searching for beauty, connection, and the freedom of the open road. This is my life now. This is Adventures Without Borders. Oh, hi, puppy. Come. Sí, está bien. Gracias, buenas noches.
Hola,
Cuando baja el sol, solo pienso en ti. Y en el momento que te acercaste a mí. Cuando baja el sol, solo pienso en ti. Y en el momento te acercaste a mí.
Gracias. 90. Gracias, amigo. Buenas noches. Thing that I bought to try, toasty elotes. So toasty because it's tostitos. Elotes is corn on the cob. So they actually have fresh boiled corn that they throw in here, along with mayonnaise, a couple of different kinds of cheeses, peppers, and of course the chips. And it's oh so good. The elotes are actually very common street food, and you can buy it on the cob. They put a stick in it, and it's actually dipped in mayonnaise, and then there's like a cheese that's a shredded cheese that's sprinkled on the mayonnaise so it sticks to it, and then the peppers. I've had it. It's very messy, but it's delicious, as is this in the bag with the chips as well.
No hace falta que te extrañe, si te encontraré algún día. No hace falta decir que me quiero morir a tu lado.
morning. Beautiful morning in Ensenada, Baja California, Mexico. I slept in till like 9 today, and then sat down, had breakfast on a patio, and right now I'm leaving town and I'm looking for somewhere to fill up on my way out here. It's the weekend, and Ensenada is like, it's an hour and a half from the US border, and it is full of people down here from the US. I've seen large groups of motorcycles, like 25, 30 bikes showing up, all packed up, like, you know, maybe they are going around the world, but maybe they're not. I'm heading to a place called Cataviña, and that is, looks like it's about 365-ish kilometers from here. Google Maps says it's a 5-hour drive because it is a slower road here on the peninsula. And so I assume I'll get there with stops and stuff around, what is it now? It's almost noon already. So I'll probably get there around supper, just after supper time. And Cataviña is really, there's not even fuel there. So Google Maps shows fuel truck, and it's just some random dude selling fuel out of barrels who's been there forever. So the peninsula has a lot of those because there are spots where fuel is sort of sparse. Now, if I fill up, I've got 5 liters, 2 small jerry cans that total 5 liters of gas. That will get me there no problem, but it's nice to still fill up just for the maybes. So if the fuel truck guy is there, I will fill up in Cataviña. So you got to make sure to fill up in El Rosario on your way down, and the next gas station is Villa Jesus Maria, which is on the other side. So I'm going to pull in for some fuel here. Hola, buenos días. Lleno de regular, por favor. Y también tengo 2 botellas. Son 2 litros y medio. Un poco más. Más.
¿Está bien?
Sí, gracias.
Serían 224.
25, 500.
¿Va a comprar su ticket?
No necesito. Gracias. Alright, I'm all fueled up. Only a little bit of spilled gasoline. I'm going to make sure she did those up right. And she overfilled the jerry cans, and then when she went to actually fuel the tank, she was very scared to fill to the top, but that's alright. So one thing about the KLRs, up until 2018, which is what this bike is, they don't actually have a fuel gauge. So you got to sort of monitor your trip meter. So you got to reset it every time you fill up. And sometimes I forget, but I'm getting better. Okay, so first base town I'm going to go through is about 250k away. It's called El Rosario, and that, but I'm sure I'll stop for a rest. Look at the ocean there, isn't that beautiful? So at a lot of red lights, you're either going to see someone selling something, or you're going to see like a street performer, like a guy on a unicycle juggling knives and fire. During the cycle, I swear to God, I've seen that during the cycle of the red light. And then they stop just before green, and they run around for tips. And apparently they close your hood if you've left it open. Okay, I need to hit the road. I'll check in with you later. National Guard. Gracias. Moments earlier, I had driven by this guy who was pushing his truck up the road. It looked to me like he had run out of gas. Because I had just filled the jerry cans, I decided to make a U-turn and go check in to see if he needed any help. No es mucho, pero...
¿Tiene agua para tomar ya?
¿Cómo?
¿Agua para tomar? Agua.
No tengo agua. Creo que hay una gasolinera.
Mandé uno que me comprara, pero se fue con el billete y con el galón.
Sí, tengo agua, pero es calor. Qué suerte. That guy looked like he was struggling. Holy crap. Now, I don't know what 2.5 liters is going to get him, but if he drives slow, it might get him to that gas station I passed. Hola, buenos días. Buenas tardes. Lleno de sí, de Magna. Y este también.
¿Pago efectivo?
Efectivo, sí. Sí, gracias. Look at this crazy environment. And it just sort of pops up out of nowhere. All these giant boulders. I wish I had an explanation as to why it looked this way, but it's you gotta admit it's a pretty cool environment. I'm looking forward to getting to my hotel, so I'm gonna hit the road. I'm almost there. Okay, so it's I don't know what day it is in terms of the trip now. I lost track. I don't think I'm gonna, well, who knows. I'll look at a calendar. Anyway, I am in Cataviña. So number one was the highway itself, the Transpeninsular Highway, or Mexico Federal Highway number 1. So it runs all the way from the US border at Tijuana down to Cabo San Lucas. So it's just over 1,700 kilometers. The highway itself was completed in 1973. So before that, there was no road linking the southern parts of the peninsula to the north. And the only way to really get anything there was by boat. Now, I don't think there were a lot of people living there at the time. It certainly wasn't developed the way it is today in terms of tourism infrastructure. So that was number 1. Number 2 was the boulders at Valle de los Cirios. So Los Cirios is plural. Cirio is a tree that is native to the Baja Peninsula. So the valley is named for those trees. It's a flowering tree. And the boulders themselves, so here's what I got from reading online. This whole area was formed by volcanic activity. It's right on a tectonic plate, or on a fault line, I guess, with two tectonic plates. So there were ancient volcanoes that erupted that formed all these lands here. So just beneath the Earth's surface were these large, accumulations of cooled magma that had just become part of the Earth. And over time, with erosion, some of the magma was exposed. And with the rain and the freeze-thaw cycle and whatnot, that large chunk of magma basically broke down into the boulders that are all over this place. So that's as geological as I'm gonna get. It's just a surreal, it looks like a movie set, especially here with like the sun setting. It's crazy how this looks. I'm just in behind the hotel here. Let me show you some of these cacti. So these are saguaro cacti. Now, what I read about them is that, so see how this one is it's basically one trunk, but then there are little offshoots. This one has offshoots at the bottom. So I read that it can take up to 70 years to develop those offshoots. So you could just imagine the age of these things standing out here, and they are protected. They're all over Arizona as well. There's actually a national park called Saguaro National Park that you can visit just outside of, not outside of Phoenix, but it's south of there somewhere. Anyway, so that's your education part. Tomorrow I've got a relatively short distance over to San Ignacio, and I'm going to stay there for a couple of nights, so I'll be able to catch up on some of my editing and downloading. I've just had these really long days since I left home, and 500 plus kilometers in a day, it's too much, but the goal was to get through the US, not dawdle there just because of cost and whatever. So I'm gonna start slowing down here. So I booked a little Airbnb type place in San Ignacio for a couple of nights. Good morning from Cataviña. It is 11 o'clock. I already had breakfast at this hotel because I'm pretty sure it's the only place to have breakfast. There might be like a little roadside stand, and I'm gonna go see so there's no gas station here. It looks like there's one, but it is closed and abandoned. So there should be a guy selling fuel right here. But there might be another one. I also want to check out, there's a spot where there's cave paintings here that are supposed to be like, I don't know, 1,000 years old. ¿Puedo comprar 5 litros? 5 litros? Litros.
Es 4 litros for 150.
4
4 litros. Ajá.
para 150.
Ajá. Y estos son 5,
Sí.
más o menos arriba. More 5 o 5 algo así. En 200.
Ok.
Y este
Yo compro 4 litros.
4 litros.
Sí, sí.
Ahí está, 4 litros.
Gracias. ¿Tenías cambio?
Sí, ahorita.
So he's charging about just under 40 pesos per liter. Which, I mean, premium, right? Premium pricing for premium location. Alright. Look at this driveway. This is the cave painting spot. So I've driven by this before, but I've never actually stopped. So I am curious. Let's see what this place is actually about. So when I read online, it said that some of these paintings were 1,000 years old from when this was inhabited by indigenous people. So I am quite curious. It also said you didn't have to walk very far. I mean, I want to show you the size of these cacti. Okay. Check it out. That's ridiculous, right? It's a saguaro, which is likely hundreds of years old. Pretty amazing. Look at this environment here. No one told me there'd be climbing involved. See under here already, they're sort of faded and kind of the color blends into the rock, but see the different figures. They're like human figures, animal figures, other things I don't recognize. Pretty cool. I tell you, this landscape is surreal. If you stare at it for too long, you start to feel like you're on a movie set, like it's painted in the background. And this just looks so precarious. And with the backdrop of that blue sky, it's just phenomenal. So yeah, that's a quick glimpse at the cave paintings, or up here in Cataviña. In Spanish, that would be pinturas rupestres. I don't think this is where it came up. It seems a little steep. What do you think? Anyway, I will stop filming before I fall off this thing. And yeah, I'll check in with you later. Oh, almost. Come here. Come. I'll help you. Good boy.